Hello, everybody. My name is Marlowe Jones. I am the founder and president of Pasco Young Revolutionaries. You can always find us at Pasco Young Revolutionaries on Facebook. Please like and share our page. What our page is about and what our group is about is activism, voting, and re education. Building a better future for tomorrow for all African Americans and people of color in Pasco County. We want to see our young children flourish in this environment that we are living in. Please be a part of the change you wish to see in your community. Keep fighting, the dream shall never die, and Black Lives Matter. Brother Bill Dumas, a Vietnam veteran who has served our country with honor. Bill Dumas was also the president of the NAACP in Pennsylvania, where he used to live. Bill Dumas was also the founder of CADSI, which is Citizens Against Discrimination and Social Injustice. I met Mr. Dumas about 4 to 5 years ago at a local meeting for, I believe, one of the parties here in Pasco County. And Bill, from the first day I met him, had this fire in his soul that he wants to fight for the injustices that we face in this county. And Bill has always been in my corner, and he's been a mentor and a supporter of the Pasco Young Revolutionaries. And I am honored to have met him and to continue to work with him on a wide range of issues affecting African Americans in Pasco County. Bill, do we have you on with us? Bill Dumas, are you online with us?
I am.
Go ahead, Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Good evening, Marlo, and good evening, Candace. How are you guys tonight?
We're doing good. We're excited to have you on. Excited to
Okay,
hear your
Marlo,
thoughts.
I appreciate that intro, but it makes me a bit more important than I am.
Well, Bill, I
but
just wanted to make sure that we told it the right way. We want to thank you for your service to our country, and we want to also thank you for your service to the African American community.
Thank you, Marlo. And let me just make a clarification. I was not the president of the NAACP in Pennsylvania, meaning the state of Pennsylvania. I was a president of
A local
council.
chapter?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, yeah. I didn't know which city exactly, Bill.
Right. I don't want the NAACP calling me.
They gonna call you up on the phone like, "Hey, brother Dumas."
Yeah, get it straight, man.
Get it straight.
Okay, what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna if I can, give a
Yeah.
short talk
Mm-hmm.
on the judicial system or racism in the judicial system. But I tell you this, Marlo, Candace, when you talk about the judicial system, you cannot separate policing because you cannot get into the judicial system. You can't get through the door unless you had interaction with the police.
Yes.
Normally, and from my perspective, normally in a criminal matter. But of course, there's civil court, but for the most part, we interact with the criminal courts. In Pasco, you have county courts and circuit courts. And it's been my experience, let me just say this first. The county courts, now about 67 county courts in Florida.
Okay.
And normally, an individual will go to county court for a small crime, now a misdemeanor, monetary dispute, things of that nature.
Oh, for sure.
And then you have circuit court. It's been my experience with CADSI to spend the bulk of our time in circuit court. And that's one of the reasons why CADSI came about. CADSI is Citizens Against Discrimination and Social Injustice. Now, CADSI is not an organization that just popped up on its own. And I didn't just say, well, one day we need to have an organization.
Mm-hmm.
CADSI came about as a result of incidents happening in Pasco and people just talking about it here and there. And some individuals said, hey, we need to do something about this. And a community meeting was called. And in fact, it was held in at the Teachers Union facility. And it was really large crowd there. And we talked for a great deal of time and discussed what was going on in Pasco.
Mm-hmm.
And to a person, it was decided that something needed to be done.
Yes.
Consequently, CADSI was born. And let me give Frank Roeder our vice president a bit of kudos here. Frank came up with the name CADSI. And as you know, Marlowe, CADSI is now known throughout Pasco.
Yes.
And what we essentially do is help individuals who come to us and indicate that they've been involved in a situation where they feel their rights have been violated. We do not, if you will, we do not discriminate as that person race. We give cases whites, blacks, Hispanics. We don't discriminate. Our doors are open for anyone. And let me tell you this. We do not charge for our services. Let me repeat that, Marlowe. We do not charge for our services.
So what you're saying, sir, is you're pro bono.
Absolutely.
That's amazing, Bill. For anybody listening, Brother Dumas said they do not. CADSI does not charge for their services. So if anybody needs to get a hold of CADSI, how would they do that, Bill? What's the best way to get a hold of CADSI?
CADSI's, go to CADSI's email.
Okay.
Which is CADSI, CADSI.org.
Okay.
At gmail.com.
Oh.
Or they can call 813-907.
Okay.
2925. Let me repeat that number and email. The email again is CADSI, CADSI.org.
Okay.
At gmail.com. Or CADSI phone number, which is 813-907-2925.
Okay. So I will make sure we share that with all our viewers, Bill.
Very good. That'd be great. Now, CADSI originally started with its back door, so to speak, as Pasco County.
Okay.
But the name CADSI somehow got beyond the state of Florida. We've done cases from out of state.
Wow.
And we get quite a few cases from individuals who are incarcerated throughout the state. And we obtained the assistance of different attorneys, and for the most part, we've been blessed. We haven't gotten a charge from any attorneys for what we do. Now, as I mentioned, we get many cases.
Yes.
All sorts. We get murder cases. But let me say this, Marlowe, the majority of our cases in Kansas involve police agencies. For the most part, it's the Pasco Sheriff's Office. Our first case involved the Pasco Sheriff's Office. And in fact, our very last case involved the Pasco Sheriff's Office. The problem is, from our perspective, is that their deputies have a carte blanche to do what they want to do. Let me give you an example. And I don't think I better mention this person's name, but there was a white guy, a white man, approximately 40 years old, if I remember correctly, mentally ill person. And I bring that up, that he was mentally ill, because I know Candace is deeply involved in that area. Well, this man locked himself in his trailer, and his family called the police. Deputies arrived on the scene. A call was made to the negotiator.
Okay.
Negotiator en route to the scene. Now, we're talking about police agencies having written rules and policies for using deadly force.
Yes.
Now, having written rules and not having your personnel follow those rules is a waste of time. For example, if you're required to wear a body camera and you can say, well, I had it off at that time, then it's wasteful. But at any rate, let me get back to the individual in the trailer. The man was in his trailer screaming, using profanity.
Mm-hmm.
The procedure as written, was that he would be left alone in the trailer until the negotiator got there. He would be left alone. Now, I'm not telling you anything from a guessing point or what I feel happened. I'm telling you this: we spent about a couple of $100 to get the film, to get the record.
Yes.
So I do know what I'm talking about here. You had about 10 officers out there banging on the trailer. The man's mentally ill, a hostage negotiator's on his way, and you got deputies out there antagonizing him.
Yeah.
Banging on the trailer. An individual who's on his way home, a supervisor, picked up the call. He heard the call and decided to go there himself and take over. Nothing wrong with that. A conscientious individual, conscientious deputy. He allowed these people to bang on the trailer and antagonize this man instead of waiting until the negotiator get there.
Yeah.
This person decided, I'm going to remove this guy from the trailer. So he started picking the lock on the door. The door was swinging open. Shots was fired. The man fell in the door and he died.
Wow.
As the sheriff says, we police ourselves. Was it adequate investigation? Absolutely not. And we've asked the sheriff's office several times to create a citizens review committee.
I remember I was a part of that effort.
Matter of fact, you was, Marlowe, and you was, and we appreciate your being there because you was very helpful,
Yes.
extremely helpful, and I give you kudos on that. But we've asked the sheriff's office to create, and you know, it sounds like I'm harping on the sheriff's office, and I am. Because policing in Pasco is problematic when dealing with the sheriff's office. Individuals have been beaten, killed in Pasco. It's been said recently that Pasco has a kill rate above the national average. And if my memory serves correctly, there's been 10 shootings in Pasco, either 10 shootings in the last 11 years or 11 shootings in the last 10 years. That's almost one shooting every year. Well, I think that's too much.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody would disagree with me.
Yeah, I definitely understand what you mean there, Bill, and there's definitely a lot that has happened in Pasco County. There's a lot that has happened in the sheriff's department. You know, there's 5 different agencies policing this big county, so there's a lot going on, and I know that a lot of it is pretty tough. And like you were just stating with the gentleman in the trailer, it's very unfortunate that they did not wait for a mental health counselor or a hostage negotiator or somebody of that sort to get there and calm that situation. But that is something we see all too much in policing. That is why there is almost a revolution going on in this country when it comes to how we are being policed as American citizens, and particularly in the African American community. Whether it's driving while black, whether it's walking down the street, all those different types of things that, if you're a black person, you most likely have been a victim of, like myself. But you have a lot of good information for us, Bill, and I want to thank you for sharing that information with us.
But let me also say this, Marlowe.
Go ahead.
I do want to say this. We do have some good officers, good law enforcement officers in Pasco.
Yes.
Problem is, the bad one gets the publicity.
Yeah.
There wherein lies the problem. They need to be reined in.
Yes.
And it's not being done.
Yeah, you're right about that, Bill. But I'm hopefully soon, with everything that's going on and the mood of the country, and you know that local leaders in the African American community, yourself, myself, and lots of other people have met with the sheriff's office, and we have had discussions with them, and we have an ongoing dialogue with them. So we are, we will be working closely to make sure that these changes that we want to see in our community get implemented and get implemented the right way, and there is accountability. So we are working. I mean, it's not, obviously we all know this isn't going to happen overnight. Change is ugly, but it will happen because, we're not going to continue to let people kill us. We're not going to continue to be shot dead in the streets while jogging, while going to Wendy's, and we're not. There's a new time. Generation X and a lot of these new kids and even older generations. We're just sick and tired of it. So if the sheriff's office does not do what the people want, the people at the end of the day vote the sheriff in. So that's where it comes back to that political power and people understanding. But I'm hoping going forward that Sheriff Narco, who I have an ongoing dialogue with and his command staff, I'm hoping that we will start to see these things implemented. And Bill, you know what I talk about when I say implemented, as far as citizens and oversight of the police. Go ahead, Bill.
We have several policies we'd like for the sheriff department and the other 4 police agencies in Pasco to implement. We just hope they agree with us. We hope they sit down with us, and we hope they talk to us and get these policies changes. One of the bigger ones is a citizens oversight, desperately needed in Pasco for each police agency.
Yes.
It's definitely needed, Marlowe.
Definitely needed.
Because one of the problem here, Marlowe, is everything in the state of Florida. Everything falls with the sheriff. You cannot. It stops at the sheriff.
Yep.
There's nowhere to take a complaint to. It has to go to the sheriff's office. Nowhere else. You cannot get justice unless the sheriff provides that justice. It goes nowhere else.
You're right about that, Bill. And just to remind you, we are going to keep on the sheriff. We're going to keep that dialogue with him. As everybody might have known, I did invite Sheriff Narco to the African American Club of West Pasco for a citizens town hall, which we will be planning hopefully sometime when COVID-19 is over. It might be a virtual town hall, or it might be a town hall where people can actually come and ask the sheriff questions themselves. That's what I'm hoping, but we will see how that goes as far as, with COVID-19 spiking and things like that. But we got the dialogue. We're not going to let up. We're going to continue to fight, Bill. I do want to thank you again, Bill Dumas, for jumping on here with us and talking to the people, and letting them know a little bit about you and CADSI and what you represent. And we will have many more discussions on this matter. You better believe this is not going to be the last time that we talk about what's going on. We will have another follow-up podcast where we talk about the things that we as the African American community presented to the sheriff's office, and we will follow up on the progress of the implementation of those things as well. So thank you again, Bill, and I appreciate it. Much love, brother.
Thank you, and Candace.
Thank
Have
you.
a pleasant evening.
You too.
All right.
Hello, everybody. My name is Marlowe Jones. I am the founder and president of Pasco Young Revolutionaries. You can always find us at Pasco Young Revolutionaries on Facebook. Please like and share our page. What our page is about and what our group is about is activism, voting, and re-education. Building a better future for tomorrow for all African Americans and people of color in Pasco County. We want to see our young children flourish in this environment that we are living in. Please be a part of the change you wish to see in your community. Keep fighting, the dream shall never die, and Black Lives Matter.
Tampa Airport Transportation is committed to providing excellent service to the city of Tampa, surrounding cities and counties, and the state of Florida. To ensure the continued safety and health of our clients, we have developed the following COVID-19 preparedness plan in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Our goal is to help to mitigate the potential for transmission of COVID-19 while still providing the excellent quality transportation services the city of Tampa has seen for the past 10 years. Our COVID-19 preparedness plan follows CDC, federal OSHA, and FEMA recommendations and addresses hygiene and respiratory etiquette, driver controls of social distancing, cleaning, disinfecting, and prompt identification and isolation of sick persons within our employ, communications and training of our drivers. Tampa Airport Transportation believes in the continued safety of our clients and want to ensure you that we will do everything in our power and what's recommended by our government to give you quality and excellent transportation service. Our fleet of transportation vehicles includes town cars, SUVs, small and large vans, small and large buses. We can accommodate social distancing for your groups. Call us today for more information on how you can schedule your transportation services today. Call today, area code 813-464-9083, or go to www.gototia.com.